So, it doesn't look like the court server is updated. Which is gonna be interesting. We gotta pull out our car though. And put away our gun and stuff. New emote? Yeah, we put up the kiss emote. Throw a repair kit in there too. Just to be safe.
He will be here momentarily.
Where the heck is everybody else then?
They're outside.
No
I
idea.
told them to come inside.
All right, good.
It's all again.
All right.
I'll go to the front row chat because I know you guys are crazy about that shit. And you lose your damn minds if I'm not sitting in the front row.
All in caps. Why wouldn't it be?
This court case is not as packed, so we'll go a little closer. Why not?
Senior Deputy Rogers will be here. He just might be a little bit late, but
That's quite all right.
Okay.
Yes, this court case is Shaw versus Ryan. I need to check something. Okay, Okay, so this doesn't seem to update itself properly,
I think
but
we're
that's
missing
fine.
Reed. I sent him an email.
3967. Let's see if I can fix that easily. We'll find out in a second here.
Let me just,
Trying to update the sub
you know
goal
what?
thing,
Let me just
basically.
ring up Reed here real quick.
Hello, Eddie.
Okay.
Appreciate you coming down, Eddie.
Yeah, no worries, brother. Best of luck.
Okay.
All right. I
Oh,
think we
wow,
can start
that was
without
so
him. He's
easy.
just
I'm so
listed as a
glad.
witness,
This
yes.
sub counter is so good.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, this is just an appeal. This is just
All
an
right. Are
appeal
both
chat.
parties prepared and ready to go?
I guess, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Any last minute evidence or witnesses that anyone wants to call?
Yes,
no,
actually,
Your
I would like to take us to the scene once I am done presenting my witnesses, so we can see the landscape fully.
Mr.
I
Braun,
object to
any
that.
objections?
It's a waste of time.
Not necessarily. It kind of sets the scene here.
Everybody, I believe, is familiar what Upper and Lower Power Street looks like.
I'll take it into consideration for right now. How about that?
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call this court, this appellate court, into session at this time. What we are hearing here today is an appeal of a criminal charge for
Yeah, he's
Mr. Shaw.
he's just saying
Representative for Mr.
due
Shaw
process was
is
not
Mr.
available.
Braun. The representative for the people is Miss West. Now I'll go over the
for
statement
his
of claim.
reckless driving charge.
My client, Mr. Shaw, wishes to be heard in the court in appeal of a single charge of reckless driving. He was convicted on 6/10/2019 at the time of his arrest. Due process was not available to Mr. Shaw, and he seeks to contest the conviction in court before a judge. Relief, removal of the one charge of reckless driving, which is a felony, from the record of Mr. Shaw, and a reversal of the fines that were related to the conviction of reckless driving. The evidence we have listed right now is the incident report, arrest of Kevin Shaw, and we have a single phone record of a call made. So, Miss West, are you prepared to give your opening?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Braun, are you prepared to give your opening?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss West, you may proceed with your opening.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court, today I will prove that Mr. Shaw drove carelessly and without abandon through the city, 113 miles per hour through several intersections, not stopping at all to check if it was safe. He will claim that he was observant and making sure that no one was struck by his vehicle. If he was so observant, how did he fail to notice the emergency vehicle sitting at the intersection? And if he was so observant, how did he fail to notice the same emergency vehicle attempting to pull him over for over 2 blocks? My opposing counsel will no doubt paint a picture in which a corrupt and negligent officer is going after my client for what reason exactly? I could not tell you a reason that would make any sense. Well, he will paint this picture nonetheless. Do not fall for it.
Take your
It is merely a
medication, chap.
distraction, a weak and pathetic ploy by besmirching the good name of Officer Reinhardt, nothing but mere smoke and mirrors from the actual fact at hand, in which Mr. Shaw was selfishly and dangerously careening through the city, and he should be punished for doing so. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss West. Mr. Braun?
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court, Miss West presumes to know a lot about me and what I have to say about Miss Reinhardt and the matter at bar. However, I'm not going to run the police through the dirt on this one. This, to
That's a
mind,
first.
is the problem with the penal code. You see, the Los Santos Penal Code differs from the California Code in some key respects, which I think, if we became knowledgeable on these differences, would enable us to make some improvements to ensure that these kinds of reckless driving charges do not occur again in the future. Now, I am a bit of an expert on reckless driving charges. I've been put in prison, I think, 3 times for speeding, and I am actually of the opinion that the police do not like lawyers and like throwing them in jail for speeding. However, that is not something I can prove in court today, nor is it really essential to the case whatsoever. If I can bring to your attention California Vehicle Code 23103, it states that if no other person than the reckless driver is injured, VC 23103 is a California misdemeanor, not a felony. It is a wobbler law in the state of California. Reckless driving, it can be either a misdemeanor or a felony. It is a felony if someone other than the driver is seriously injured. That is when reckless driving is meant to become a felony. Now, in this city, we have negligent driving, which in the rest of the state of California is not actually in the criminal code. I do believe negligent driving is named as such in order to better distinguish between the misdemeanor and felony aspects. But nonetheless, there is a misdemeanor and felony reckless driving, and I do believe under the circumstances, if our code matched the rest of the California code, Mr. Shaw may have been given a misdemeanor, but police wanted to charge him with a felony. So they took a speeding offense. My client simply was speeding and made him a felon for it and threw him in jail. And speeding in and of itself is not on its own reckless driving. Speeding is speeding. Reckless driving requires that there is a wanton disregard for the safety of others, and that is reflected in our penal code. Mr. Shaw did no such thing. He sped through an intersection, possibly 2 intersections, and ran a red light or 2, potentially, and that's it. There was no basis to charge him with reckless driving, and there was
first-degree
no
speeding is a felony.
Negligence or recklessness on the part of Mr. Shaw. He went to
The
Benny's
real question is if she clocked him.
get
If
some
she
maintenance
clocked
done to his
him
vehicle.
doing first-degree
He
speeding,
slowed down after he passed through the
then they just
intersection.
changed the charge, and he's still a felon.
At worst, was negligent in his behavior, and yes, he does deserve to be cited and given a misdemeanor charge.
But
however, throwing a reputable, hardworking city attorney into prison for bragging rights.
They probably
and
charged him
like
wrong,
I
which
said,
is why
I'm an expert on this. It's for bragging rights.
I think
Is beyond reproach. It's inexcusable, and
so.
it's
I think
disrespectful,
the DA
and it
loses
is
this case
highly
just because of that.
unprofessional. The officers most likely delighted in the fact that they were throwing a lawyer in jail. They probably laughed about it afterwards, had a beer together, and oh, job well done. The fact remains that it was a simple speeding ticket that escalated to a custodial sentence for no reason backed by law.
I mean, I'm sure they allow
No
it. I
reason.
don't think my credibility would be very good, though.
No reason backed by California law, and really no reason backed by the penal code. To my knowledge, Mr. Shaw, again at worst, is guilty according to our penal code of negligent driving. That is it. There was no instance during this occurrence where anyone was at risk, where he nearly hit somebody. There was no cross traffic. There was no pedestrian traffic. He was not in any position to recklessly harm or endanger anyone. Therefore, this charge must be dropped.
Thank you, Mr. Braun.
Long ass
Miss
opening
West, are you
statement.
prepared to call your first witness?
I am. I would like to call Deputy Clarence Williams to the stand.
Deputy Williams, will you please approach the bench, and I will swear you in at this time. You need to jump as well, sir. Thank you. There's some glass there, sir. The bench. Is he in the bench for everybody? What?
No.
Nope.
Yes.
Clarence,
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right.
He
thank
is.
you.
He's not familiar.
All right. He is now.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yes. Yes. Please be a bailiff. Also, the gentleman that's filming, if you need to take a better position, now is the time to do that, sir. Thank you.
Huh.
Detective McCormick, you can
I guess
swear
it's
in
kind of
the
cool
witness,
that they're
please.
gonna let him do that. Like, let him film. But yeah, I think the DA loses this case. It's just gonna end up being a mischarge. They're gonna say he's not yelling.
Yes, I do.
Thank you, bailiff. And I'll remind you at this time, sir, you're now under oath. Miss West, you may proceed with your line of questioning for this witness.
Thank you. Were you involved in a traffic stop on June 10th, 2019?
They should have charged him with
involving Kevin Shaw?
first-degree speeding,
Yes.
and
Was anyone else
That's
present for this traffic stop?
and then he still would have gotten to jail for it because first-degree
Yes.
speeding is a felony.
Both Officer Angel, I'm sorry, Officer Reinhardt and Sergeant Angel.
Okay. What were the events that led up to this traffic stop?
First-degree speeding. They did charge him with first-degree speeding. Then just drop the
Kevin
charge.
Shaw was clocked going 113 miles an hour southbound down Power Street.
Alright. Were you the driver or the passenger in the police cruiser?
I was the passenger.
From your vantage point, could you see the radar?
No, I couldn't actually see the radar from the passengers.
What happened after you received the dispatch call and flagged Mr. Shaw's vehicle?
Yeah, that's probably their best case stuff around.
There wasn't a dispatch call. We witnessed the vehicle go past us, at which Officer Reinhardt caught the speed and her radar went off, at which I radioed in what we had witnessed and that we were attempting to get up to the vehicle, and Officer Reinhardt pursued, and that's when we finally approached him at Benny's, and that's when Sergeant Angel arrived on scene.
Yeah, that's Kermit there. If we're talking about the guy in
when you were
the
pursuing his vehicle, did you have lights and sirens
suit
on?
right here
Yes.
by Reinhardt.
Okay.
It's not
What
Alan.
happened after you were able to pull him over?
We had him pulled over, and we questioned him on why he was driving at those rates of speed through the city.
Kermit is Boba? Yeah, he is.
And eventually,
After the court case, by the way, I'm going to read all the subs from
based
yesterday
off of
because
myself,
since I had to end early
recommended
because of
that
the cramps
reckless driving
pain,
was an appropriate charge
I
here.
wasn't able to
Okay.
thank all the subs that were there. So
All right.
I've got my heating pad now, though.
Were you present when were you present when Mr. Shaw was in holding at MRPD?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened while he was in holding?
Should get Lily a court outfit? Yeah, we should.
I'm sorry if I remember correctly. I was dealing with some things in my head, so I was kind of in and out during that situation.
Okay.
My apologies. I don't remember too much there.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. In your professional opinion, do you think the charge of reckless driving?
The court is just Shaw is appealing a reckless driving charge.
Why do you think it is appropriate?
It was very clear that Mr. Shaw was driving at very high rates of speed, almost 3 times the speed limit, through a very populated intersection. Correction, 2 populated intersections in the day. Nothing about it seemed like it was not reckless.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Braun, your witness.
Hello, Mr. Williams. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
So when you witnessed Mr. Shaw pass through the intersection southbound at speed, was traffic heavy or light?
I would say it was moderate. There was a handful of cars in the street. I wouldn't.
True, true. was there any cross traffic when Mr. Shaw crossed the intersection at speed?
To my knowledge, no.
Is there any pedestrian foot traffic on the crosswalks on the east and west crosswalks on the intersection?
Again, to my knowledge, no.
Did Mr. Shaw injure anybody when he passed through the intersection at speed?
No, he did not.
Did he narrowly avoid colliding with the person or vehicle or property when he passed southbound?
What do you mean by narrowly avoid? Sorry.
I mean, as he crossed the intersection, was there any point at which he had to swerve out of the way of something, or, you know, almost hit a light pole, or cross into opposing lanes of travel, anything like that, Mr. Williams?
Not to my knowledge. We didn't catch up to him until we got to Benny's. It was pretty...
Okay, so you were not directly behind him after he passed the intersection?
Like I said, he was clocked at 1:13. By the time we had sped off from the intersection and made the turn, he was already about a stoplight away.
Sorry.
Okay.
So that's my cat in the
So you
background.
lost visual contact once he passed you?
She's really
No.
dumb.
Okay,
So
so you didn't have to
We
catch
have
up.
like a little
We had to catch up to him.
stand
but I
for
didn't
her
lose
food
visual
bowl,
contact,
right?
he was just
So
farther away.
it doesn't sit on the ground. It's
Okay.
up on
See the direction he was
it's up on a desk.
Did you happen to see if
and
his speed reduced at
there's
any
a little
point in
thing
time
holding the
after he
food bowl
crossed
up.
through the
So she's
intersection?
learned that if she lifts
No, I
up the
did
bowl
not.
and drops it, like just puts her paw under it and lets it go and it falls back into the food bowl, it makes a noise.
Now,
And that noise is really irritating. So then I go
what
over
is
and give her
the-
food.
What is
So
the
that's
key
how she's
difference
learned
in the
to
penal
get
code
food,
between negligent
right?
driving and reckless driving?
But when I ignore her, she just does it over and over and over again until she throws her food bowl off the desk,
Disregard to the
and then she has no more food, and she can't do anything about it because now it's on the floor.
Or gross disregard human life.
Okay, but you've said that there was no human life to disregard. He had smooth sailing through the intersection, so I guess I'm trying to figure out.
And now she's doing it with a water
why,
bowl.
why reckless driving instead of negligent driving? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, in this case, I feel like at the speeds he was traveling, just because he didn't hit anyone doesn't mean regard for human life there.
Actually, unfortunately, it does mean that. Speeding alone does not constitute reckless driving. There is no stated minimum speed
Objection, is there a
qualifying
question?
for reckless driving. Yes. So
Hold on.
again,
I have an
have to
objection
ask.
here. Mr. Braun, rebut to her objection.
I'm trying to clarify how the impression got made that there's a minimum speed where reckless
Okay.
driving gets activated here.
All right,
Because
let's try
penal code,
to
there's not.
phrase that in the matter of a question, okay? And
Okay,
not go
Mr.
on so
Williams.
much of a long... Now, hold on. So I will sustain the objection. Go ahead, Mr. Braun.
Mr. Williams, is there a minimum speed that justifies a reckless driving charge in the penal code for the city?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Is there a minimum speed that justifies or warrants a reckless driving charge in the penal code of the city?
No, there's not.
True.
Okay. So again, why did you say that because he was going so fast, that is why it was reckless driving?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Man, the bar is
I have nothing
treating the
further for
DA
you,
good.
Mr. Williams.
Would you like to redirect Miss West?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Deputy Williams, you may step down at this time. Thank you, sir. Miss West, your next witness.
Yes, I'd like to call up Officer Emily Reinhardt to the stand.
Officer Reinhardt, will you please approach and be sworn in by the bailiff? Detective McCormick?
Officer Reinhardt, could you please lift your left hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you sin?
I do.
The witness sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Detective McCormick. Officer Reinhardt, I will now remind you that you are under oath. Miss West, you may proceed.
Thank you. First off, how are you doing today, Miss Reinhardt?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Were you involved in a traffic stop
Objection,
on June 10th,
speculation.
2019 involving Kevin Shaw?
I would do that all the
was.
time if I was a lawyer. Just anytime somebody
what were the
asks,
events
how
that
are
led up to
you?
the traffic stop? Can you tell me what happened?
I was traveling down Vespucci Boulevard and I stopped at a red light in the middle lane, and I witnessed a dark-colored two-door vehicle speed from upper power to lower and continue down Power Street where it was clocked at 113.
All right. Did you run his plate to verify that it was Mr. Shaw's vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
I'm going to ask some of the similar questions that Mr. Braun has asked before. What did traffic seem like that day?
It was very moderate. There was at least individuals on both sides.
Okay. Do you know what kind of businesses are in that area?
There's a bank, a restaurant, a construction site.
All right. I actually visited this area before. There is, in fact, a hotel gift shop, several
Objection, is there a
restaurants.
question here?
Oof,
I'm
he's
just
got her.
listing off for
Miss-
the courts.
Yeah, you're
West.
answering your client's question.
All right. Withdrawn.
All right, I will sustain it. You may proceed, Miss West. Stick
Thank you.
to asking her questions, okay?
Okay.
That's fair.
When you had him pulled over, did you ask why he was driving like this through the city?
I did.
What was his response?
He was getting vehicle maintenance. Apparently, that there was trouble seeing the back of his vehicle.
Okay. When it came time to book Mr. Shaw for the traffic violation, were there any other officers present?
There was Clarence Williams.
All right. At the time, did he agree with the reckless driving charge?
Did.
Why did you choose reckless driving over negligent driving?
Well, you know, he was going 113 from upper power to low. There was cars within all intersections. He could have clipped one. He continued going down the road to another intersection, which there was active traffic.
Right. In your professional opinion, do you think that the charge of reckless driving is appropriate for this situation?
I do.
All right. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Braun?
Hello, Miss Reinhardt. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are
Objection, speculation,
I'm doing fine.
or objection asked and answered.
So, Miss Reinhardt, you were the arresting officer for Mr. Shaw on the day in question. Is that correct?
you? I was.
What was your rank at the time of this arrest?
Cadet and still.
Yes, you are a cadet. You are still in training. That is correct.
Yes.
How long have you been a cadet?
Objection, scope.
I'm going to overrule it. She was the arresting officer, so I think her time in service is imperative to this.
Yeah, he's trying to discredit her.
April 14th.
That's a long time to be a cadet. Wow.
Lot of
Anyway,
training.
Miss Reinhardt, I'm looking at your arrest report. Now, to my knowledge, reckless driving, in terms of being a felony charge, does require a certain amount of risk, a certain amount of wanton disregard for people and property. I'm seeing in this police report that you actually struck a building in the course of effecting this traffic stop. Is
Ooh.
that correct?
I did. I was taking a turn and I overtook the turn. The light.
Would you consider that to be reckless driving, Miss Reinhardt?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't say. I'd probably say negligent. Again, during officers' chasings and catching up to people, it does happen, unfortunately.
Okay, so what you're saying is striking a building is negligent and speeding through a clear intersection is reckless.
The reason why I would state that it was negligent was because there was no other individuals around the area. There was a light tap to the building, and my push bar was the thing that got damaged.
Okay, did you call a building inspector to come verify that the building you struck was damaged?
Objection, is her driving being argued in court today, or is it Mr. Shaw's?
Sustained. Mr. Braun.
Good.
I'll move on.
Good.
Thank you.
Now, Miss Reinhardt, have you given a reckless driving charge to anyone besides Mr. Shaw?
Objection, scope, and relevance.
Just trying to
I'm
determine the
gonna-
criteria.
I'm going to sustain it at this time, Mr. Braun.
Okay.
Stick to this one incident. Thank you.
All right, Miss Reinhardt. It is clear that my client was speeding. You have the radar evidence to determine that. He was clocked at 113 miles per hour. That is in the report. So why not charge him with first-degree speeding?
Well,
That's what I
it was
said.
determined by all officers on scene, Sergeant Angel, myself, and Clarence Williams, that it would be considered reckless driving. He did go through 2 intersections, continuing with the same speed. There were individuals all throughout the area.
Just not shooting him to beat. Yeah, Labar is actually, even though he's like a gigantic dick
I'm a
in
bit
character.
confused. Mr. Williams said that there were no individuals. So now you're saying that there are. Were there or were there not?
Well, there was plenty of people walking on the crosswalks. Could have easily, drove on a crosswalk on accident. There was cars everywhere. You could have flipped a car.
Okay, define everywhere, Miss Reinhardt. Where exactly?
Well, there was cars on all sides.
Yeah, even though he's a
the
giant
traffic
dick in character,
and
he's a
Power Street,
really, really good
crossing Vespucci. There was a
judge.
good amount of cars
He's
in
head
the other
justice for a
intersections as well.
reason.
Okay, so there was a green light east and west, and there were cars crossing east and west at the time that Mr. Shaw crossed that intersection.
Do not recall for the traffic flow.
But there were pedestrians crossing the crosswalks east and west?
Do not recall that.
But you just said that there were, Miss Reinhardt.
I said that there could be.
Which is it? There could be is not what you said.
But I did.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Huh.
Miss West, do you have any questions on redirect?
Not at this time, Your Honor. No.
You may step down, Officer Reinhardt.
Hey Mocha, how you doing?
Your next witness, Miss West.
If I'm able to, I would like to call Kevin Shaw to the stand.
Mr. Braun, do you have any objections to that? He is listed as your witness.
I believe that Mr. Shaw is capable of making an informed decision about this. I leave it up to him. I would advise
I'll have
that my
your
client
client
not.
I'll have your client answer to you, and then you can let me know.
Your Honor,
Yes.
will Scope come into question if she questions me first?
No, see, what's going to happen here is if you go up there, she's going to ask you questions, but Mr. Braun can only ask you questions that pertain to her asking. So Scope will. Now, Mr. Braun can still call you back as his witness, as he is the one filing this appeal. You understand that?
I do.
And then she will still have the chance to cross. upon you if Mr. Braun does call you up to the stand.
I just don't think that there's anything to gain by saying yes to this, so...
Gonna pass on this, Your Honor.
Sure words.
That can't hurt to ask. No, instead I will call Senior Deputy Michael Rogers to the stand.
Okay, so you got to let me finish, because you're the one that's
Oh.
asking me if he can bring a witness up here. Even if he says no, I can still say, hey, I'd like to hear this. But I am going to
was not aware.
respect Mr. Shaw in this moment, and the court will not allow this witness for you.
People do like to skip what the judges say alone. They don't, or like the
My
lawyers.
request
They
still
just kind of
stands
like.
for Senior Deputy Michael Rogers to the stand then.
All right, Senior Deputy, could you please come up and be sworn in, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, at this time, I would like to question the need for this witness. He's not listed on the arrest report. Is there a particular reason he's being called?
Well, I added him to witness as a few days ago, and if
Yeah,
it was
she
objectable,
did add him.
then so should have done
She
it.
did add him, Mr. Braun.
Okay.
And there was no objections from you at all in the filing. So I did allow him. All right, Detective McCormick, will you please swear in the witness?
Deputy Rogers, can you please raise your left hand? Thank you. Do you
Yes, sir.
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you, Mitch?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank
the
you.
witness sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Detective McCormick. Senior Deputy Rogers, I remind you, you're now under oath. Miss West, you may proceed.
Thank you. Okay. In your opinion, is Officer Reinhardt capable of performing her duties as an officer?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
Okay. In your professional opinion, do you think that the charge of reckless driving is appropriate in this situation?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Why is that?
Due to the fact that it's a heavy intersection inside city limits, traveling at excess speeds, almost double, or correction, almost triple the speed limit, would constitute a reckless driving charge.
Okay. Going by all the information that was presented today, would you have charged Kevin Shaw with reckless driving?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
All right. No further questions from me, Your Honor.
Mr. Braun, any questions? Reed, keep it down, please. Thank you.
Actually, you know, I don't have any questions for Rogers.
All right, you can step down, Senior Deputy.
What? Scratch that.
Is there...
One
no,
second, Your Honor.
Can I just have a moment? I'm just gonna write a note here.
All right, I'll put this in a 1-minute recess.
You didn't miss anything. You're fine.
Can someone?
You didn't miss anything.
Okay.
He went up there and said, "I don't have any questions," and came back and Shaw's writing him a note.
Okay.
Reed, if you'd like to ask that lady out for a date, could you take it outside the courtroom, please?
I thought it was okay since we were in recess.
True.
I apologize.
No.
Just, you know, as an expert and all.
Hi, Mommy Queen. How's it going?
I do have a question for you, Mr. Rogers.
Is this Airborne's judge? I don't know who Airborne is. It's Judge LeBar.
In your expertise, is it standard procedure to hand loaded weapons to people in restricted areas of the PD?
Objection,
law enforcement?
relevance?
I see.
I
Good.
withdraw my question.
Good.
All right, you can step down, Senior Deputy.
Good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Miss West, do you have any witnesses to call?
I do not, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Braun, are you prepared to call your witnesses?
Significance of the gun?
I am.
Shaw
I
got
would
upset
like to
at
recall Miss
Reinhardt
You may. You did list her as a witness
But
in
not-
this court
not
case
first.
based off of the Freedom of Information Act.
Okay. I'm not gonna
All
call
right.
her first though.
Okay, your first witness, please.
So Shaw got
I
mad
would
at
like to
Reinhardt
call,
because
Kevin Shaw to the
she handed him his weapon
Mr. Shaw.
back before she exited, or before he exited, the
Detective
MRPD
McCormick
holding
gets there, will you
area.
please swear him in?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr.
Lily's
Shaw,
just
would
watching.
you,
Yeah, we're here because
do you
Reinhardt is
swear to
doing
tell the
it, and
truth, the whole truth, and nothing
Asai
but the
was
truth, so
getting
help you
anxious
God?
about the court case last night, so I
Absolutely.
told her I would show up, because sometimes just having a
When
friend in
is
the
it
stand
sworn in,
can
Your
make
Honor?
it easier to deal
Thank
with the
you
nerves.
very much, Detective. And Mr. Shaw, I don't need to remind you that you are now under oath, sir. Mr. Braun, you may proceed with
Understood.
your line of questioning.
Hello, Mr. Shaw. How are you doing today?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Pretty good. So, Mr. Shaw, you were driving southbound in your Audi on the day in question.
Where's Ryan? She's
and
over there.
You were driving a little fast. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You take ownership of that?
100%.
Do you feel that your speeding
Infamously, don't
may
incite
have
people to spam me,
constituted
Whoops.
as
Thanks.
negligence? I mean, you are an attorney. You know, you understand the law. Do you think that may have been negligent on your part to do so?
Negligent? Yes, absolutely.
Stop! And do you think that it was reckless?
No, not in any way, shape, or form. On the basis that
Scream to
there
support,
were no
yeah.
individuals in the intersection, either intersection. There were no pedestrians on the crosswalks, and I slowed down before proceeding through the intersection to ensure that no one's
Scare the hell out of me. Yeah, it
was,
happens.
At risk.
Okay, so to be clear, there was no cross traffic when you navigated this intersection?
That is correct. Not a single vehicle within the intersection as I entered the intersection from either side in either intersection.
Okay, so from what you saw, the east and west lanes were at a red?
That is correct.
Was there east and west foot traffic on the east-west crosswalks on either side of this intersection?
None whatsoever.
Did you strike or nearly strike any persons when you were speeding down Lower Power?
Nope.
Did you cross into opposing lanes of travel?
Absolutely not.
Did you strike any vehicles or commit any kind of fender benders?
Nope. There was no damage to my vehicle.
Did you strike any buildings as you made your way to Benny's?
No, I did not.
Were you compliant with law enforcement when they effected the traffic stop?
Absolutely. Upon exiting Benny's, there was a total of, I believe, 2, maybe 3 cruisers waiting for me.
And what was the disposition of the officers who were stopping you? Was it was it a relaxed traffic stop, or was it more close to a felony stop?
The very start of it certainly resembled a felony stop. On the basis that, again, there were so many vehicles and they were essentially just waiting for me to exit Benny's. Afterwards, it became clear that, quite frankly, they weren't going to budge from any reckless driving charge and just wanted me in jail.
Did any of the officers state something to that effect?
Yes. When I was in my cell, Clarence Williams looked at me and said, "I like seeing you behind bars."
Okay.
And,
Mr. Shaw... Oh, sorry, go ahead. No, go
in
ahead.
addition to that, Cadet Reinhardt... actually, scratch this. I'm sure you'll ask.
Okay. Did you happen to notice the state of Cadet Reinhardt's vehicle as you were speaking with the police?
Yes, the front of her vehicle did consist of damage after she struck what she told me was a wall and a pole. And at that point in time, I began to call into question the potential of radar not being accurate on the basis that her vehicle was involved in a collision.
Okay, and what was her response to this this implication?
Her justification was that she crashed after the speed of my vehicle was clocked on her radar.
She's not objecting
I had no knowledge
relevance,
of that.
scope,
I was
or
already in Benny's
anything like
while
that
she
because
or while she crashed her vehicle, and I had assumed
she
that
knows he can justify
the vehicle
it.
was involved in a collision prior to.
Okay. Now, as a reputable attorney in this city, is speeding enough to constitute reckless driving?
No, I believe speeding would be considered a basic traffic law, which would therefore fall under negligent driving.
Which is an infraction with no jail time.
That is correct.
I'm sure you're quite aware of the penal code, Mr. Shaw. In terms of the difference between negligent driving and reckless driving, do you consider there's room for interpretation between those two charges?
Well, I do believe that they are very different different things within our penal code. However, there is unfortunately there is room for interpretation on the basis of how it's written, which not a fan of.
And did the officers at any point in time state that there was a minimum speed that you had achieved that constituted as reckless driving?
No, not at all.
Okay. So I guess we'll move along from the initial incident. We've made clear kind of what happened. So once you were placed into custody, were you Mirandized?
I was, yes.
Okay, and you were taken to Mission Row and placed in the holding cell?
That is correct.
Okay, so did you request an attorney, Mr. Shaw?
I did. I certainly did request an attorney, and I was disappointed by what followed.
Were they able to find you an attorney?
Believe it or not, no. In fact, Reinhardt specifically walked upstairs after I requested an attorney. She then called my cell phone and began laughing and mocking at me because there was no other attorney available, and suggested that I represent myself. And also mocking the fact that I was already available at Mission Row during that incident. I was already in my cell.
Wow. And after Miss Reinhardt called you to ask you to represent yourself, what followed from there?
There was a lot of back and forth between the two of us. Again, Clarence Williams did walk by stating, "I like seeing you behind bars." And when Williams was, I believe, upstairs with Reinhardt, I imagine they discussed my charges, and at that point in time, she came down and essentially said, you have two options. You can either take the deal, you'll walk out of the front door, get the charge on your record, or you will go to jail right now if you refuse to take the deal, and you will have to appeal the charge in court. And that is exactly what I did, despite the fact that I was disappointed that she was the cadet. Mr. Williams was the more senior officer, if you will, and the person who said, "I like seeing you behind bars," was one of the determining factors behind a reckless driving charge in my record.
Just to clarify, in case I missed it, what was the deal that you mentioned?
That I would walk out of the front door with the charge on my record, but not go to prison, so there'd still be a felony on my record. And if I didn't take that deal, my only other option was being sent to prison for the full time.
So that was in exchange for, just to clarify, that was in exchange for a guilty plea, Mr. Shaw?
That is correct.
Okay, so you, for the record, you pleaded not guilty to this charge, and took
correct.
the time.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let me think. Is there, in this discussion over these charges or this charge, is there anything else of relevance that occurred pertaining to this matter?
Yes. My weapons were taken off my person, given that I was going to prison, and they were held by Cadet Reinhardt. Afterwards, after going to prison, I was representing a client of mine by the name of Reed Dankleaf, who was a witness here today. And upon representing him, Emily Reinhardt walked into the interrogation rooms in the restricted area of Mission Row PD and gave me my loaded pistol and my taser, which then had to be removed from my person by Owen Svensson.
So, you were given a live and loaded handgun while
Objection,
in the PD
how is this
holding
relevant
cell
to
area.
a traffic charge?
It speaks to the inexperience of the arresting officer, Your Honor.
It has nothing to do with a traffic violation.
It has everything to do with whether that traffic violation was given with all of the knowledge and experience required to make that decision and make it a good one.
3 officers chose the traffic violation, and yet they're not being lambasted on the stand. Only Officer
It's Miss
Reinhardt,
Reinhardt's
which has
name on the arrest
nothing
report.
to do with this.
I am gonna go ahead and sustain this, Mr. Braun, at this time. Let's
Fair
stick to the arrest of your client here, not past that. Thank you.
Okay. In that case, Mr. Shaw, I have nothing further at this time.
Miss West?
Yes, 1 second, Your Honor. Okay. So you stated to Mr. Braun that you slowed down to go through the intersection. Is this correct?
That is correct.
Do you consider going 113 miles per hour slowing down?
I wasn't doing 113 miles an hour. But if you're
Okay, so
asking, if you're asking that question just as a general question, I don't know. Because if you're doing 115 and going down to 113, that's slowing down. But if you're doing 110 going to 113, that's speeding up.
Okay.
Okay. So you were able to recall whether there were pedestrians and vehicles in the intersection. If you were able to recall this, how did you not see a police cruiser that was stopped at the light?
Well, that is quite simple. Was the officer's vehicle within the intersection or on the crosswalk? The answer to that is no.
Okay. All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Braun?
I have nothing in the scope of that to follow up with.
All right, Mr. Shaw, you may step down at this time, sir. Thank you. You can call your next witness, Mr. Braun.
I would like to request a 5-minute recess at this time.
Yes, please.
I will grant a 5-minute recess at this time. 5 minutes only. Thank you.
Yep.
I actually need to go get food. That's perfect.
West.
Yes, please.
I don't
One
think
second.
If
we're
you're
I'm
hungry or
literally
thirsty, please
I'm starving
get
to
some
death.
food
1
and
second.
water.
Yep.
There is a vending machine out there
Wait a
if you don't have any food and water.
Yeah, hold on. Come over here.
I think he ran outside, like all the way out.
Over
I
I
found
don't
him.
know
He's
if
right
the
there.
burger shot's open.
Do what?
I don't think I have
fuck
Reinhardt's
you
number.
too, Murphy.
Okay. All right.
You're running down.
Oh,
Excuse me.
okay. Well, spoiled. Thanks.
Sorry about that.
Thanks, Eddie. Appreciate it, son of a bitch.
Sorry.
I'm gonna kick your ass later, Eddie. You just cucked me so hard you have no idea.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I was about to fuck
All you
Shaw's
do
secretary in
is
the
you come in
bathroom.
here.
Well, you can
you
go in
can't
there
pay.
now. I'm not, just, I wouldn't do
No,
anything.
now you've seen us.
That's all you do. Like, I could fire you for this. You know that?
I'm only kidding. I don't fire people. They just quit. How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good. Great.
Pretty good.
Good. Let me ask you something. When you guys come in here, are you intimidated by this courtroom? I'm thinking we redesign this courtroom. I don't like the look of it anymore.
Yeah,
I want to make it
scares
bigger.
me,
I want to
actually.
make it longer. It's like I don't have claustrophobia, but when you get a bunch of people in here, unlike tonight, it's kind of light in here tonight for court, right? Usually when we get a jam-packed court case, it's just too crowded. Does everyone agree?
Oh, I agree. Sometimes, like, if you're
absolutely.
standing over here, you have to, like, walk over people,
Yeah.
jump over the
Uh-huh.
seats to get over to the
Yeah.
stand.
Well, I think we're going to do some renovating on this courthouse in the future here. Y'all will like it. I've seen the building plans for it. It's beautiful.
I hope so.
Let me
I don't
put it
like
this
standing,
way.
like, walking over people.
The inside is all marble. Ah.
Okay.
That sounds fantastic.
It's going to be great. But of course, this is an upgrade from the old courthouse that we used to have down south. That place was dark and dreary inside. It was worse than Bolingbrook.
Hello, everybody. Evening. Hello, Your Honor.
How's it going?
Hey, it's Nora.
It's going all right, and yourself?
God forbid I get struck by lightning right now and he's going to take over.
Hi, Reinhardt. Do you know where Adrian went?
She stepped outside for a second.
Oh, the vending machines.
Thank you.
Yeah, King here. Gotta support the girlfriend.
If you need a burger, Your Honor, let me know.
Hello.
No, I'm good. I got plenty. Choi packed up a bunch for me.
Oh, what's that? I was playing Peggle.
I could tell. I told you were fired, but then I rehired you before you got away from your pay.
Oh, nice.
Well, you know what time it is, chat.
Yeah.
Your Honor, can I request a sidebar?
Sure. Come on up, Mr. Braun.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Alright. When Mr. Braun questioned Mr. Shaw in the stand, he did admit to going 113 miles per hour. Yet when I questioned him, he said that he was not. And I would like to know which is it, and why he's changing his answers under oath. Yes, thank you. I would hate for it to be perjury.
Could I participate in this conversation?
Mr. Shaw, yes, this does pertain to you. I would like you to come up here and clarify something for the court. Miss West? There you go,
Okay,
Miss
so
West.
your official answer is that you were not going 113 miles per hour?
Fucking with me, or are you
Noted.
serious?
Thank you. That's
Thank
about
you.
to get a whole lot more interesting.
All right.
No field trip?
I will
Mr.
bring that up.
Braun, your next witness.
In light of the sustained objections during past examinations, I'm going to refrain from calling Mr. Dankleaf to the stand and recalling Miss Reinhardt. The defense rests. I am prepared to proceed to closing.
All right. We did have some evidence that was produced in the court case, in the filing. What was? Let me take a look. Evidence A, B, C, D, and E, which was the police report. Mr. Braun, you didn't add any extra evidence after that except for Mr. Dankleaf. Mr. Dankleaf, I do apologize on behalf of the court if you had to come over here for no reason, actually. So
It's
I hope
it's fine.
I hope
need
that
to
that's
be
all right.
arrested once I leave here anyway. So I mean, it's okay.
Your Honor, I did
okay.
request those phone records. Was there
Yes.
any?
Yes, there was a phone call that was made from Miss Reinhardt to your client during that time frame.
All right, thank you.
Right, and I will clarify that as I did earlier. Now, let's see here. There was also Miss West was wanting us to go over to the area. I'm very familiar with that area.
I also have some other things I'd like to point out, specifically the photographs of the vehicle. I feel like it could be better explained in person.
Photograph
and I will,
of the police vehicle?
Yes. I will note that I did get this idea specifically from Judge Artson, who recommends that we do these sort of things more often.
Okay, I have another question for you. I see that Deputy Rogers is in that photograph.
Can you guys
why
hear
didn't
me?
you bring up any of any of that while you were questioning Deputy Rogers?
Because I didn't believe that it was relevant at the time until Mr. Braun and then later Mr. Shaw brought up debating the actual miles per hour he was going through that intersection. I would really like to
How much
clarify
time are you going to need to show us the vehicle outside?
that. No more than 10 minutes. If
Mr. Braun, are you fine with that?
Could I get some clarification as to why this is relevant?
believe
because your client is
pictures
now
are
saying that
of
he's not
the
going
radar.
113 miles per hour. I would
That is
really like to
correct.
clarify the fact that he was.
How is looking at a police car going to confirm this?
Well, because you brought up the fact that Reinhardt damaged her vehicle, and therefore, maybe the speedometer wasn't as accurate. I would like to prove that it was.
Are you saying speedometer on
Yeah,
her
sorry,
vehicle
yeah.
wasn't accurate?
The
Or radar?
the radar. Excuse me.
Okay. All right.
We're so
Your Honor,
close. I got
I see
two.
no connection between intentionally damaging a vehicle and a different vehicle being differently damaged at another point in time.
I will actually
producing
make this
identical
point
results.
abundantly clear.
I want to know, is this her vehicle that's in that photograph?
No, it is not. It is the same make and model, and I will show that damage to the grille does not, in fact, damage the radars. That's what the point that I am trying to make here. I would like to explain to the courts how those radars actually function with my expert
Amara, can I
witness.
step in here for a second?
Okay. As long as you're not playing
the,
Pagel over there and you're actually listening.
Yeah. I understand, like, you'd want to create it to show it wouldn't show it, but, like, you know, if there was something that hit the front of that car and caused, you know, the meter to mess up, the scanner to mess up in any way, I think it'd be impossible to recreate that unless you can nail the physics completely perfect on how it was damaged.
No,
I
my
am in
point
complete
that
agreement.
I am trying
would prefer that you would have had a picture of her vehicle in the damaged state that it was in at the time.
Okay. The radar isn't in the grille. It is actually inside the vehicle and on the exterior of the car on the trunk.
Yes,
The point that I'm trying to make is the fact that, yes, the grille was damaged. It is a ram bar designed to absorb physical shock and damage from, you know, ramming vehicles during pursuits.
Okay. Again, we are here for reckless driving, and you are again
but
going with the radar. Okay.
The defense is trying to say that he's not going that speed. I'm trying to prove that despite the slight damage when she hit the corner of the building, the fact that the radars would still be functional, and the fact that the radar was taken before that even occurred. So it wouldn't have changed the
Mr. Braun,
results. Despite
are you in
Mr.
fact
Shaw
here to
trying
argue that the radar was damaged and gave a false reading?
It is not the crux of my case. However, it is a possibility. My client
And that's what I would
maintains
like
that
to
he
address.
was not looking at
All
his
right.
speedometer when he crossed that intersection.
If it is in fact a possibility, I will allow 10 minutes outside with that police cruiser. The only thing that I want going forward, okay, if possible, and I know this is sometimes not possible, maybe the officer can take a photograph of their own vehicle at the time and the state of their vehicle, so we have a better picture instead of a recreated one. Does that make sense?
I fully agree with that.
Right, and I'm not sitting here ordering an officer to do that from going forward. If I know someone's going to appeal a charge, such as Mr. Shaw, right, and I know for a fact, or in the back of my mind, that hey, this guy might appeal something here, I better get some evidence. I would definitely, going forward, have a picture of my
Makes
vehicle.
sense.
That's just me. I'm throwing some people a bone here today in the courtroom, okay? All right, so we can step outside. We'll take a look at the cruiser. We'll come back in here, and then we'll move on to closing. Does that make sense?
Yep. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yep. Let's know what's happening. This should be good.
No, I understand what they're trying to say. They're not just trying to shut down RP, but
Are your scars healing or what? He's not. He's gone.
A Scarface looking ass.
All right, let's not disrespect him.
Alright,
Sorry,
go
he
outside,
can't
sir.
even speak for himself.
Judge is always by it. I mean, not this time. Like, Labar's been very good. I'd say this is probably the most professional I've seen a judge act.
Oh, Jesus. Hey, Daryl.
What's up?
I just realized Negan paid his taxes. I gotta go to Facebook and pick it up and put it in the account.
Only paid a 401k.
Right?
So, what's going on, right?
We're gonna take a
Outside
look at the
court.
cruiser.
Alright, Mr. Reinhardt.
I really do think that this was a good idea.
Is this something that, you know...
For the DA.
How you doing, bud?
But
I'll wait till,
I also
Sean
think
gets over here.
they went
Hi.
about it the wrong way.
Okay. Alright. Officer Reinhardt, is this the same make and model that you were driving that day?
Yes, it is.
With all the attachments and everything?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm gonna have Michael Rogers as my expert witness now that we've verified this was the same make and model with the same attachments on
Sir,
it.
do you want to hold on? You want to put the joint out? This is still a court proceeding, sir.
Oh my god.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, thank you. All right, go ahead.
Alrighty, Your Honors. If you would motion your attention to this small cylinder here, this is the front-facing radar. We have a rear-facing radar in the back window as well, along with these two black boxes on the back, which is our ALPR system, which stands for Automatic License Plate Reading. All this information is taken within a instant when a vehicle passes. It is all transferred into the computer in here, along with the reading on the front dash. You can go ahead and step in the vehicle. You will be seeing this box right here. That reads
I'm
out
well
the
aware of
speed, including the ALPR comes up on the the computer inside.
Which way was this vehicle facing, and which direction was Mr. Shaw coming from? Was that stated in the courtroom?
See, that's why I wanted to go to the actual place so we could kind of recreate that.
It's fine. Was it facing north or was it facing south?
So if you're looking at Vespucci Boulevard, I was headed westbound, which is towards Alta Street, and he came down southbound on Upper Power to Lower Power.
Okay, so he crossed over in front of you.
Can I talk to you for a moment?
So she
Yeah,
was
give me just a moment.
here.
All right.
She was here because she was westbound, and he went this way and got stopped here.
That's nice and bright.
You think they'll let me? You think they'll let me
No,
hop in the car? Like, you think they'll let me leap in there?
Kermit,
I'm sorry.
Don't you start.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is.
I want to sit in the police car. Oh, yeah.
Has anyone here ever had frog legs?
No.
I'm pretty good with chili flakes.
Oh my god, is this
I
what it's
hear
like
a
to
lot
be
of
arrested?
people like 'em.
Yeah,
Well, here, step out.
Oh no, oh my god.
If you really want to know.
What's going on?
Rogers, don't do it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Rogers, don't do it.
Oh my god!
This is what it's like to be arrested. You asked for it, Kermit.
So that's how Shaw felt.
You know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so let's get a car out. I don't even know.
Alrighty then.
What? What's up?
Sorry, I apologize. What's going on here?
I know what it's like to be arrested now, Shaw. I feel pain.
Oh, well.
What was the food like?
The food? Oh, I don't
feel
know.
like it would be very good.
Yeah.
No, it's grade F mystery meat. Sloppy Joe.
Yeah, I had people bring me food while I was there.
Oh, did you
hasn't
sample
changed
any
a bit,
Tony
huh?
Clarkson?
No.
Ew, wow,
Alright, so-
Reed. Alright. Wow. That's too far. That's too far.
Oh, that was funny though.
What is...
I mean, if you want to
Oh, is
far,
that
Shaw, read
Coops
your text
Lambo?
message.
Oh my god, it's cute.
Is this
I'm proud of Coops Lambo.
Coops Lambo?
It was Coops Lambo.
It was.
Okay.
Oh
So-
my god.
But the other issue, though, is that how can we recreate the damage to the vehicle? You know?
Y'all want to hit the side of the building?
No.
No, that would be
I'll
reckless
drive,
driving.
but do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, so what
I
we're
mean,
gonna do
we
is
can't, but
I am gonna get in this Lamborghini. You're gonna set that car up right over there where you can clock me going by. I'm gonna set a certain speed on it. When we come back, I'm gonna ask you what speed you clocked me at, and I'll know exactly how fast I was going.
Hold on.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
but if you're going at a constant speed
Oh
the entire
no,
time,
Rogers,
wouldn't
get
that...
out of the. Fuck.
I wasn't at
I
a
just-
constant speed.
Right, but I just wanna.
No.
We
No,
are
I'm
just
not.
here to see.
It's for
We're
science.
just gonna. Yes, we're gonna do this for science right now, okay?
Okay. All right, that works for me.
Mr. Braun, are you okay with that? Where's Mr. Braun?
Sure.
Okay.
If you'd like, Mr. Labar, I can actually stay right here and
That's
clock your
fine.
speed as you go past.
Okay.
Our vehicles are able to pick up, at least from the rear, at an angle.
Okay.
Of vehicles
Now what I'm gonna do is
passing.
I'm gonna set the cruise control when I go by, or before I come by. I'm not gonna go too crazy here. I'm gonna try to match the speed that he was at, even though his speed fluctuated. Okay.
Hypothalamus, Miss Lee.
What the fuck? Use an actual word. God damn it.
That's an actual word.
Did he
I'm
mean
pretty sure it's an
hypothetically?
actual
What?
I should have said
Ah,
it
really?
for me.
Hey, there was a
Really?
spider on your chin.
Really?
I'm glad I got
Medicine?
that for you.
No.
there wasn't.
I'll pass on that.
You
Yeah,
just
there
wanted to
was.
hit me.
No, Listen, come here.
Hey, Alan, how you doing there, buddy?
Nah.
Did you,
Man,
Who the hell are you
light.
calling Alan?
Did you
Oh, sorry. You look
hear
a lot like Alan.
Mr.
Oh my God, are you
Shaw's
fucking
new,
kidding me?
new answering machine?
Oh my god. So good.
Wait, what answering machine? I haven't heard this yet.
Alright.
Oh, trust me, you will.
It's a mood killer.
Oh,
You don't want to listen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right. Did you happen to
Alrighty,
catch
Your
that?
Honor.
Is it something
Yes, I
childish?
did. Would you like the exact
No,
number
it's
that was
fucking
clocked at,
song.
including your license plate, sir?
Oh.
Yes,
Oh.
including the license plate.
The speed that the vehicle with plate Y3895QD9, which is registered to one Dennis Labar, who is currently employed as a judge. The speed was clocked at 116 miles an hour.
Okay. All right.
That's pretty reckless.
All right. I will go park my vehicle at this time.
Time to arrest Dennis.
Yep, Dennis is a
God,
felon.
Hurting your fucking case. Don't say that out loud.
Nobody's gonna actually arrest Dennis.
Oh my God.
I mean, they arrested Kevin, so why not Dennis?
Eddie, put him under
Hey, Reed,
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Good point.
What's the point?
Mhm.
Okay. So
Let's
I
go.
said,
I will give you the exact speed, and Judge Coyote can verify. It was 117 was my speed that I was locked in at.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Wow.
117.
And what'd you get clocked at?
116.
Wow.
point off.
Mm.
It's not bad.
Yeah, well. Interesting.
Now, now the next question is, where do you think you locked onto me? Was it from the front radar or the rear facing, and was I starting to brake? That's the
I
other
can
question.
tell you,
Mhm.
that it was the rear-facing radar, and it would have been approximately the angle of the radar is approximately out this, so it would have been approximately here when you passed me, and I assumed you'd start to brake approximately here to safely come to a complete stop
Right,
before
I
the
braked once I
intersection.
went past full. Okay. All right. Any other things you want to bring up out here,
It's
Miss
pretty
West
good.
or Mr. Braun?
No, I'm good.
It's pretty good.
Mr.
I'm
Braun?
good.
Okay. We can go back in. Thank you for bringing the vehicle over here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you,
problem.
Rogers.
Oh my God, it's
No
like
problem.
school. We're all going back into
Let's
the
go, Eddie.
recess. This is great.
Kermit, you need to stop.
Hey, Kermit, can I talk to you for a second over here?
No, I'm really scared now. I really don't want to talk to anybody.
No, just come over here, Kermit.
Oh Jesus.
What could go wrong?
Huh.
This will be fun. Everybody filing in through the tunnels.
I'm gonna break the line.
Everybody just filing in.
Yep, just go on through. You can walk straight through. It's all right.
They just recognize me.
Yeah, I mean, I think 1% is definitely margin of error. Like, that's a pretty acceptable
Reed already
margin of
left.
error.
All right. You're addicted to Peggle, okay? You gotta stop. We gotta get you something else to do.
It's America. You
law
can't tell me how to
related.
live my life, Judge LeBar.
In my courtroom, you will. You're allowed to play. Carry on.
All right.
All right. Are both sides prepared to give their closing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now,
Let's
I
do
have
some
a question,
Minesweeper.
and it's based off the evidence that you submitted, Miss West.
Yes.
Give me one moment to find the proper filing of the evidence. I need clarification on what a 1074 dispatch call is.
That would have been, I think it wasn't a dispatch call. Officer Reinhardt later explained it to me. That was her flagging his plate. It was not a dispatch call. It was just him flagging the plate, or her flagging the plate, excuse me, to identify who it belonged to.
Okay, so that's not a call coming in from somebody at all.
No.
That's
no,
just that's
no.
actually her going into the MDT system on her dashboard or console there and flagging his plate.
Yes, that's just
Okay.
proving that that was the vehicle that belongs to Kevin Shaw that was
Ownership?
going through the intersection.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I just need to make sure because I saw that and I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure that was clarified.
I thought
here
it was
in court.
a dispatch call at the time, but I later got clarification.
Because
on
isn't a
it.
1074 an injured person or something like that?
74.
1047.
47.
1047. Got it. Okay, thank you very
God
much.
damn it, I misclicked.
All right. If both sides are prepared to give their closing, you may proceed at this time, Miss West.
1 second. Okay. All right. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the court, what we have witnessed today was nothing more than a sad distraction for Mr. Braun. He claims that Officer Reinhardt, despite multiple officers agreeing with the reckless driving charge, did it so out of spite and because she was making fun of the defendant. He claims Officer Reinhardt harassed his client when in fact it was the other way around. Mr. Shaw drove 113 miles per hour through several intersections containing multiple businesses where people are regularly seen walking around, where there is a hotel with an abundance of tourists and several restaurants and novelty shops in the area. It's a busy and bustling area full of local businesses, including Premium Deluxe Motorsport, as well as containing a construction site for a new high-rise in which there is construction equipment constantly coming and going with hundreds of construction workers at all hours of the day. Reckless driving states that to be guilty, an individual must be driving with a wanton disregard for safety of persons or property. A person acts with wanton disregard for safety when he or she is aware that his or her actions present a substantial and unjustifiable risk of harm, and he intentionally
go.
ignores
That's
those
good.
risks. The person does not, however, have to intend to cause any damage. Mr. Shaw did both of these things. He cannot claim that he was checking both ways before plowing through an intersection at, again, 113 miles per hour, because if he did check both ways, he'd have noticed the police cruiser. He cannot claim that the radar is malfunctioning because the radar on the trunk and inside of the vehicle were not damaged in any way, shape, or form. And he cannot claim that Officer Reinhardt gave him a reckless driving charge out of spite because of the incident involving Reed Dinkley was never expounded upon and was handled, in fact, by PD and hours later. The defense's attempt to distract from the real crime of reckless driving is pathetic, deceitful, and just plain depressing, and I implore the courts to see through these attempts. Mr. Shaw is lucky that we are appealing a traffic violation today and not on trial for manslaughter or murder of some innocent tourist from Vice City.
True.
Mr. Braun?
Your Honors, ladies and gentlemen of the court, Miss West paints a really beautiful picture of what happened on the day in question. However, she was not there. Her words do not add any weight to the facts that have been seen before this court today. We are here to focus on the evidence and testimony that was brought before the court, and it was on Miss West to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Shaw drove his vehicle and that he intentionally drove with disregard for the safety of persons and property. Now, based on the testimony, we have an officer, Mr. Williams, who does not recall whether or not there were people or vehicles creating through traffic when Mr. Shaw made his way through that intersection. And then we have Miss Reinhardt, who contradicted herself by saying that there was and that there wasn't pedestrian traffic, and that there was and that there wasn't vehicle traffic. This does not prove anything beyond a reasonable doubt as far as my client's intention to drive disregarding the safety of persons or property. There has not been proven any persons or property that were in the path of Mr. Shaw. Now, as I said in my opening, speeding
Don't
in
get
and of
salty
itself
about the case, chat.
is not
Chill.
enough to constitute reckless driving. The fact that Mr. Shaw was speeding by itself does not establish that he drove with disregard for other safety. It's only one factor that must be considered here out of all of the surrounding circumstances. Surrounding circumstances which have not been proven beyond a reasonable doubt. If this is the only evidence the prosecution has, then we must successfully appeal and remove these charges, because Mr. Shaw has not been proven guilty of reckless driving. And I would further add that reckless driving is in need of some serious reconsideration and clarification going forward. Now, as I mentioned, in the rest of the Greater California, the California Code, VC 23103, states that reckless driving without any injury is actually a misdemeanor offense. Mr. Shaw was charged with a felony. In order for reckless driving to be deemed a felony, someone must be seriously
Strat's
injured.
literally just a ramble.
It is a wobbler offense. It can either be a misdemeanor or a felony. For the purposes of simplicity in this city, we have legislated a negligent driving infraction to distinguish between the two kinds of reckless driving to make things simpler and easier for everybody. However, all that leads to is overzealous law enforcement deciding that reckless driving is the case in simple matters of speeding in order to effect the arrest and custodial sentence of individuals such as Mr. Shaw. There was no victim here. There was no serious crime against a person committed. There is no material evidence in the form of injury or damages that justify a charge of disregard of persons or property against Mr. Shaw. Again, I must say, Mr. Shaw could have been charged with first-degree speeding, potentially disregarding a traffic control device. I'm not sure if the light was red or green. That never came up. But the point is, it could have been a simple ticket. It could have gone further to negligent driving, a more serious infraction. But instead, the officers on scene that day and Miss Reinhardt decided that they wanted to throw Mr. Shaw in jail. Though there is no evidence that he nearly hit someone or that he struck anything, and though Miss Reinhardt, in fact, was the one in this situation who destroyed some property, Mr. Shaw nonetheless spent some time in prison. And I do believe with the facts and evidence under consideration today, the people have not proven Mr. Shaw guilty of reckless driving, and that charge must be removed. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Braun. Thank you, Ms. West. Okay, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and put this court in recess. Please act accordingly while I'm in the back deliberating. And once I've reached a verdict, I will come back out. This court is now in reset.
I actually do agree. We really need to have a penal code overhaul.
fucked,
It
Shaw.
drives
Overhaul.
me insane.
Yeah,
Overhaul.
that's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'll tell you what.
Hey,
Wes, I'll send
Reed,
you what
can
I
I talk to you?
have about reckless
God, that
driving
guy's
after we're done, and maybe we can
Jesus, so
try to
many
come up with
voices.
something.
You brought up
Maybe
wobbler
there should
charges,
be like different
and
degrees of reckless driving.
I would love to have wobbler charges included in the penal code. I would.
Well, I mean, it
that,
is
to be
technically
honest.
a wobbler charge, and negligent driving is the placeholder for what in the California
And
code
see, that
is a
should have been
misdemeanor
better I guess, reflected in the penal code.
I like this. They're actually
Right.
talking.
I honestly think that it's just
And, like,
not,
working it
maybe
out.
I'm wrong, but I maybe it's not possible.
It's
to
not
put
a salt
reckless
case, they're
driving
just
and
like-
DT twice, and that's just kind of why it's like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure
What
that's
about?
that.
All right. What if the descriptions are just to ensure, like, a very super beyond summarized version that's resulting in this sort of confusion? Like, think about it. Think of the descriptions given. They're all very basic, I think, with the exception
Very
of
vague.
drug trafficking. Going just based on that leaves a lot to be.
I think it's because at the end of the day, they all care about court RP. Which is good.
Right. No. No. I think it was just a whole big confusion thing. It's fine. I just hope that... Yeah. 114? Okay.
115.
No, I just, I
Oh,
hope that we can use this
interesting.
opportunity to actually take
Admitting
the
to
time
lying
to
on
go
the stand?
through the penal code.
I think we need
Uh-huh.
like a rework of the penal code. I think that would help
I've
a
been
lot.
saying
with
this for
officers.
so long.
Interesting. Very
You
interesting.
said you didn't look at your speed.
But then you
Yeah,
just
you
said,
just stated-
yeah, you
yeah,
ju- and you
yep,
just
yep.
stated
You
that
said you
went.
you stated that you didn't know what speed you were going, and you did
So that's
brake
lying.
before the intersection because you were speeding.
You just said that.
While you were under oath.
As well, Mr. Braun stated in his closing as well. You did not know what speed you were going.
You were on the stand right there.
Because you didn't look at the speedometer.
Very interesting, Mr. Shaw.
That is interesting.
Uh-huh.
Hypothalamusly.
Hypothalamusly, of course. I know this tactic. What? Darling, this is just like when you said that bacon sucks. Stop deflecting.
Oh, you said bacon sucks? Okay, I kind of agree with you on that
Oh,
one.
he did.
I mean, I do too, but still.
Look, okay, it
Kevin
depends
Shaw,
on the
attorney
bacon.
at perjury.
It has to be like
You said
super
sausage
extra
is better than bacon.
Okay, I can agree with that one.
He did claim that.
Emily, do you want to
I
say that
don't
again?
think he should be put in jail for that. I think that's the felony.
Bacon
Is
is
that
so
breakfast
much
sausage
alright,
is
To be honest, I
wrong.
think he's gonna. He should get life in
Bacon's not all
prison
that
for saying
nice, to be
bacon
honest.
stuff. He might
Look,
go
I'll
join
agree with
his
Shaw on
good
this
old
one.
I was
friend
the one that
Sausage is
said
a
bacon
little better than
sucks.
bacon,
I don't
alright?
like bacon. Okay, I said I don't like thin
Sausage
mints
is better
either.
than
Look
bacon.
at that.
Guys.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
You don't like thin mints?
Order in the
What are
court.
you? Who are
Fuck
you?
thin mints.
Frowns.
Breakfast sausage is so good.
That is not true.
No, it's
It,
Oh,
it is
no.
really good though.
Gotta be
You know what,
kidding
Shaw
me.
got
Breakfast
you.
sausage is
It's
amazing.
good.
Oh, the
Whoa,
patties are
whoa.
even better.
You're crazy.
Patties are good.
You're
what do you
crazy.
mean?
Actually, no, the links are better, but it's still.
Hot links over
Okay, well-
sausages.
Okay,
Yeah.
not if you're having a sandwich though. You gotta have the patties.
Okay, but how do you?
I don't like Canadian bacon.
But here's a question:
Bacon
how
is
do you have? Do you
phenomenal.
do the like a breakfast sandwich? Do you do it like regular, just patties on the side? Like how do you? It has to be in a
Breakfast
sandwich.
Sounds good.
Yep, yep. That's true. You know
Yes.
what? It has to
Yeah.
be a sandwich. I think that that's
Straight up
agreed
facts
upon.
right there.
Where we're
I
talking about
never
breakfast.
agree with
again, Reed.
Braun, and I agree with
They were
Braun
talking
right
about
now. You're all wrong.
sausages.
Speaking.
I'm with you, King.
Shaw did.
That, yeah.
Oh my god, I love French
Right,
toast.
if I
That's really.
if
Good.
Yeah, that's the only time. Yeah.
But here's a question. Yeah, do you marinate
Damn,
the
I want
links
some
in
French
maple
toast.
syrup? Is that? I heard that's good.
You always talk about sausages, Reed.
Reed loves having
That's some good
sausages in his
shit.
mouth.
Reed
Yep,
loves
I mean-
sausage.
He stated multiple times that he actually tried to file a missing persons report yesterday.
Wait,
On who?
what? On who?
Oof. On Ryan Parker.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
an Amber Alert, my bad.
Oh, wow.
Jesus
Excuse me?
Christ.
Was it that?
Oh, sorry.
Nora!
Sorry. I'm
What,
sorry.
Are they like
Don't fire me.
indentured?
Don't
Like,
fire
what's
me.
the deal with it?
No, it's fine. My feelings are just hurt.
I'm sorry.
Wait, did you buy a person? I feel
Wait,
like
somebody's
Did you just
sister
admit to
sold
human
them?
trafficking?
God damn it! Now I need to add another thing to the penal code.
Human trafficking, yes.
Human
Please.
trafficking, yeah.
Yes, human
Wait,
trafficking.
Reed can't get in trouble for
How the
this?
hell is that not covered already?
As well as you
Technically-
probably
You're the
want
biggest asshole of them all. You know?
add solicitation.
That's I've been trying to
Yes.
add that.
It's
I was
because it
asking
hasn't
for a
happened
long
yet. It's like the
time.
cannibalism thing.
It's like the cannibalism.
I'm an asshole. OBO.
Not yet.
Dude, it's the
Yeah, you
oldest
think so?
profession in the country.
All
I
right.
have so much stuff that's technically legal.
Yes, we are
Adrian.
back.
Adrian.
I'm going to go ahead
No
and call
read.
this court back into session at this time. Based on the evidence that was provided here in the courtroom today, I'm going to find that Mr. Shaw was not guilty of reckless driving. I am, however, going to impose the in the penal code we have negligent driving, Mr. Shaw, and it's the belief of this court that's exactly what you did. So you will be, that felony will be removed from your record, sir, and instead you will be
Yeah, that's what I thought would happen.
found
Chat.
guilty of negligent driving
This
in
is-
this courtroom. Do you
This
understand
is
that,
pretty
Mr.
much
Shaw?
exactly what
Now,
understand,
there
Your
is
Honor.
was
a
expected.
fine that does come with that, Mr. Shaw, so I will definitely compensate you the difference of reckless driving towards
I think that's
negligent
fair.
driving. Now, Mr. Braun did bring up some very key points here. The judges and the city, we need to definitely look at the reckless driving charge with a fine-tooth comb. I am aware of the state of California's. I'll wait for. Is Miss West? Are you here?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I just missed
Okay.
like 30 seconds. Sorry.
Okay, so did you hear the first part where I found that Shaw won his appeal, but he
Yes.
will instead be stuck with a negligent driving charge? Do you understand that?
Yeah. Yes.
Same with Sailor Never
Now,
He's
what
still
I was
laying on the
going
sand.
on to was the judges. We're going to sit down and we're going to visit reckless driving.
Also, lying on the
We're
sand
gonna
doesn't
look it
mean you'll
over.
lose a case.
I'm going to speak to a
Look
few
at Alan.
officers as well.
You're just wrong.
As attorneys.
Sorry.
And that's the thing with this city. Everybody needs to understand we need to adapt as we go forward. We learn.
It's not freedom of speech, it's the wrong
from
charge,
here in
yeah.
the courtroom with rulings, different case laws, different state of California laws, which our penal code is based off of for the time being. That's pretty much all I have at this time. Mr. Shaw, you could come up. We'll fix the charge for you. I'll have to have an officer do that, and then we will also get you the compensation of the difference of the money.
This maybe now they can get
And
felony
this
perjury?
court
Yeah.
is now dismissed.
That's a possibility.
All right, I will say this. Please, everybody, listen. When you're done here, if it's court-related, you have a few moments, okay? If not, it's time for everybody to go back to your room, go back to sleep, okay? Does everyone understand that?
Yes,
Time to
Understood,
skedaddle.
Your Honor.
Absolutely.
Because the engineers are going to shut the power down here in the courthouse.
But if you have a moment.
Your Honor,
Dude,
is it
weapon
okay if I stop by the hospital real quick?
Time to go get
That's
her in the
fine.
room.
If you- Listen, go to the hospital, but make it quick.
I guess we can
All right,
step
thank you.
outside or.
All right,
Yeah,
give me
let's
just a
go.
I
moment.
got them to look at the penal code. That's really cool.
I am very
Yeah,
excited
I mean-
for that. It really needs it.
I mean,
So this is-
honestly, at the end of the day, to me, it didn't really matter if you got charged or
Agreed.
not. Or if you
I guess
had
I'm just
that.
glad
I
that they're
mean,
looking at the penal code. I think that
Me
that's
too.
Yeah,
something that
Bingo.
I
and at the end,
So,
I'm
you
just
know,
gonna say this now. With how the penal code is written, it gives officers
It's-
a lot of wiggle room to give what they feel.
I
is right.
would honestly even.
Time.
Gives a lot
I,
of
Reinhardt
I guess it's a
felt-
draw, technically, but
Exactly.
I think it's
I
a good
mean,
win for both
Reinhardt felt
sides.
that it would-
I think.
Well, I
Happen
went based
again.
off Angel
Whatever.
and all them. But yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I
And you
think
can
the
harass
the biggest thing that came out of this that both sides are happy about is it's kind of more of a case used to bring up how bad the penal code is.
Holy fucking shit! That shit is burned into my retinas.
It's a, yeah, well, what I'm saying is it's a win for both sides. Everybody wants it. How to figure out which one's my room.
Time to smoke some weed.
Yeah, everybody knows the penal code's bad, but it's more cases like this that bring it to the front of attention, the sooner it gets reworked.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Why does, say Amara has a relationship with Mary? There's no Mary in that picture. What are you talking about? I don't see Mary on this chart. Angel, Lily, King, Reinhardt, Saab, Brenda, Amara. There's a new one? Okay, let's look at that. Okay, so we've got Troy is blood related to Eugene. They're all by proxy adopted family of Amara. Because Amara has adopted Kanye, who adopted, and she adopted Ellie. Amara and Tessa adopted Steven with a PH. Ellie is the parent to both Eugene and Mel. Mel is dating Trish. That means Amara is Choi's great-grandmother. Amara has had love interests in these two. We had a love interest in Reinhardt. We had a love interest in Angel. The Amara x Lily meme. Adopted Diaz and Reinhardt are the adopted family of Angel, who is a twin to West. And Angel is dating Lily. Reinhardt is dating King. King has adopted all three of us. Which means that King is Choi's no, just great-great-grandfather. Yeah. King is Choi's great-great-grandfather. And Angel is Choi's adopted great-great-great-grandmother-in-law. There we go. So Lily too, by proxy? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, technically twice removed, but... No one loves Diaz? Diaz is dating, Khaleesi. So he saw on Angel's last text. Hasn't seen him yet. Nikita's on her new crim? Nice. I'm probably getting on Wednesday, chat. It's been a while since we got on Wednesday. We've been doing a lot of Amara and Lily lately. So we're gonna get on some Wednesday. Thanks. Why did you bring me cherries? Also, you didn't bring me like a paper towel or anything to like put the seeds somewhere. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go make food anyway, so.
Okay. What are you gonna make?
Noodles.
Ooh.
Do you want food?
Yeah.
Do you want spicy or do you want the udon bowl?
The udon bowl.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thanks for this great gesture, you fucking jerk. Where the fuck did you half-ass it? Yeah. Chat, server's only gonna be up for 15 more minutes till a restart. I think I'm just gonna play Siege in the background for 15 minutes. It's like that's enough time for like a round, right? What about Fanchan? You guys can hear Fanchan again. Preparing to launch your game. Don't give Emma power in 2 channels. I'm not modding Emma, chat. Don't worry about it. We have a very thorough and difficult hiring process for mods. Speaking of which, we're doing mod interviews on Tuesday. So if you applied to be a mod, make yourself available on Tuesday. But we are very thorough on who we bring onto mod team. Are you saying I'm good? Not good enough? I'm saying I'm not going to mod you unless you go through the process. You could apply if you'd like. App's still open? Yeah, they are still open. The link is in the announcements channel. Listen, I'm not saying I'm thinking about hiring you, Emma. Just everybody in chat is saying whatever you do, don't hire Emma. He asks after... Oh, never mind. It's fine. Okay, I thought it was the warden that said that. And it'd be a pretty good mod, probably. But...
We need to protect the biohazard container. Secure the room.
I know she mods for Kylie, so I don't know if she's even interested in modding for another channel, you know? Where do we... Ouch. You bitch. I'm just gonna reinforce these walls. Wait, Emma constantly complains about white knights, but it turns out Emma's the white knight, chat.
10 seconds.
Emma's the white knight. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. That was a bad camera. I threw that in the wrong spot. What the fuck?
camera feed up and running. Deploying heartbeat sensor. Activating camera.
These are pretty cameras. I just kind of ran out of time, you know? But yeah, these are really shit tier cameras. Somebody's on roof. See if we can get lucky and like, oh, there we go. This guy's confused as fuck. Oh my god. Who is shooting that? What the fuck?
Biohazard container. Friendly last operator.
Ah, fuck.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
I should have stayed looking at the door, but I thought I could quickly hit the buck that was at the end of the hall. Are you doing interviews tomorrow for mods? Yes, I am. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right, chat? Yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Find the biohazard container
What?
location.
They're hacking, chat. They killed us. They're hacking. Eh.
Ten seconds to go. Well done. Biohazard container located. 5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to the biohazard container and secure it. Changing magazine!
I want to make sure nobody's in this room just waiting for me. He's great. Okay, so I'm gonna go in that way. Oh. Huh. That one was a little fishy.
One friendly operator remaining.
The ocean. Good job, Emma.
All friendlies have been eliminated. Secure the room. We need to protect the biohazard
Just quickly
container.
put up reinforcements so we can go get cameras. I hate when people reinforce right next to my reinforcement. So weird. So weird.
Op 4 drone locates the biohazard.
Okay. That'll be a decent camera, and we'll go in here.
Down to 5 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Protect the
Are you kidding?
biohazard container at all costs.
Barricade it. I thought the timer said 0 already. I hate you. Don't re-barricade my shit. That's a bad one. Alright, I'm gonna go hide somewhere. So the buck's right here. No? Next window.
One op 4 remaining. You have entered an enemy-controlled area. Leave now. Nest in position. One friendly operator
Fuck.
remaining.
I should have pre-fired. Kylie, hi. How are you? What? Back upstairs?
Your smoke, just toss the smoke in the gap and just light it.
You could just wait it out. Imagine how cute it would be if Lily kissed Kylie Aya happened. I mean, it is happening. Wow.
All friendlies were eliminated.
Oh. Hello, Nikita. Hi, how are you? Alright, that was fun. Now we've got 2 minutes left until, reset. What do we do, chat? What do we do? What do we do for 2 minutes? Thank you so much, Nikita, for the raid. I appreciate it. Modern Warfare 2? Chat, I don't actually have Modern Warfare 2. Minesweeper?
Spread that Amara juice. Amara juice. Wow.
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
What? Oh, fuck me. Oh my god. OJ Oreo, 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. God damn it. Okay. So that's a bomb, which means all that's clear. This can't be a bomb. But that is. What? I'm getting too ahead of myself, chat.
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
Okay.
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
Okay, what makes that a bomb, though? Because this has to be a... okay. God damn it. Come on. Your alarm. It's happening. Oh, it's 5. We could join queue now. Or at least try to.
Here you are, Remelia. You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Oh, man,
Jade
I
Lurker,
can't believe I ate to be
20
your
tier
first
1
green
subs.
pie.
Holy shit. Thank you. Failure. Story of my life, chat. Story of my life.
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
What?
So don't talk about me that way.
Thank you so much, Jade Lurker, for the 20 tier 1 subs. I appreciate the heck out of you. Get some hearts in chat.
Oh,
Make
man,
sure
I
Jay
can't
knows
believe
you
I ate to be
appreciate
your
her.
first
God
green
damn.
pie.
Wait,
What?
nothing.
Okay.
I forgot the towel. I'm the worst.
Yeah, you did.
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
There we go, chat. Easy clap. To reset my thing.
Oh man. Oh man, I can't believe I ate
Thanks.
to be your first green pie.
Appreciate it. I'm gonna put on some music while we wait.
So,
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
Do I? Right.
so a while ago, I was watching a stream,
Uh-huh.
and there was a character there. She was looking at me. What are
Oh man, I can't believe I ate to be your first green pie.
I'm gonna stab you with a fork. I'm gonna stab you with a fork. I'm gonna stab you with a fork. We have to reset all of our voice stuff. I don't think the two 3 subs. God damn. I appreciate it. Oh my god. What are you doing? What the fuck?
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Stop playing the music. Stop.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie.
I hope you guys can hear Emmy in the background sucking on those noodles.
Do you want me to get closer to the mic?
No, please.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie.
Alright, chat. I'm gonna take a minute and eat my lunch. Marinara 20 tier 1 subs. God damn, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie.
I'm gonna eat my lunch. I'll be right back.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first cream pie. Oh man. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green pie. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green pie. Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green pie. Oh man.
Okay, I'm changing the version of this song because I like the other one more.
dirty brother killer. Go ahead and try to hit me if you're able. Guess you figured out that mercy's off the table. I can't tell you're getting really sick.
This underwater thing is so good, chat. Can I get an image with like her knife?
Are you done with this? Are you done?
No, I'll probably finish it later. Huh. And like the little bits of debris going by. Oh, that's so good, chat. It's so good. Alright, let's venture out into the public. Oh, I panicked. Hey Kylie, you gonna come give me that Pixarium? What if I felt like RPing ATM? Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't worry. I'm just teasing. Gotta get Pixarium for the GF. What time is it? And what do we have on us? We could probably go do some pawn shop. I think that's the first thing. Yeah. Let's go do some pawn shop chat. Title needs to be changed. Can one of my mods get that for me, please? And double check that the game is correct as well. More important question, do I have mods? Okay, I do. I'll change it. Gosh. You guys are so slow. There we go. I'm on my phone making coffee. Come on, Hacky, go, go, go. Hurry up. Do the thing. Oh, I forgot to actually check what I... T. They're both in T. Fuck me. Buy a tuner chip. Tune your car. I don't even have a car. Did we name the bike yet? Yeah, it's Wilson. So Vader meme made fun of chat? I know, I watched. Gonna car would you get with Wednesday? I don't think I'm gonna get a car on Wednesday, chat. I don't want the pressure of more car payments right now. I have way more fun on Wednesday when I don't have to worry about payments. Someone this slow making lots of money is nuts. Yeah, we do it though. Where's my taxi? Does that not work anymore? Oh, Ellie's on duty. Looks like we're walking. How much money do you have? 70,000-ish. Crack for rides? No. We don't know she's a crackhead, so we're not just gonna offer her crack. Not home. I want stock. I want stock. Let me look at my stocks.
Stop! 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 Stop!
Want some crack, yo? We could buy a weapon crate today, chat. We could probably buy a weapon crate. See what we get from it. Spoken to Reed yet? Nah. Looking forward to transporting that AK on a bike? Hell yeah. We actually haven't done a weapon pull yet, so. Why hunt Brenda? She put us in cuffs and yelled at us and tried to blame us for her almost running us over, so we're gonna kill her. That's just how it is. It's just how it is, chat. Fearsome Blaze tier 1, 3 months in a row. Thank you so much for the continued support. And Spud 87. Cheer 1000. Thanks for the 1,000 bits.
I don't know if you heard the news, but I'm the new owner of PDM. It's been a great couple of weeks going to buy. What have you been up to?
Where's Alan? Oh, there he is. Could take this girl's bike.
Yeah, I love. Don't be so gloomy.
I'm fine.
Good. Yeah, I like the aesthetic. Got shit going on.
Is she immersion? So much walking. Walk past a free bike? That's not Wilson. Why would I take a bike? We only ride Wilson. No other bike is worthy.
Hey, Shelly.
And Mary, yeah. But she's not a bike, so. That's why she wasn't included in that list, okay? Imagine riding a bike that isn't Wilson Omega. That's what I'm saying. So Wednesday. Does Wednesday where does L crack AC? Yeah. Raja taught us everything. But you sell crack to players, yeah. You sell cocaine on the street. When do Artax and Wilson get together? I don't know. With the right convincing, She would totally do that to try to breed a superior bike. It would take some convincing, but since I'm eating cherries, I want to know, chat. Can you tie a knot in a cherry stem with your tongue? Can you do it, chat? I haven't tried. Never tried, but I could open Starburst. That's a good one. %99 of people saying yes are liars. I learned as a kid, but I had no idea what it was used for. Yeah, that's the same way I was. When I was young, my neighbor told me about it, and so I tried really hard to learn how to do it. It actually took me like a couple years to be able to do it right. Wilson, people happy. And all that hard work paid off, yeah. I was young. Yeah, I meant when I was like 12. Moist panties. CJ Duderman, thank you so much for the tier 3 months in a row. That is an insane amount of support. I appreciate the fuck out of you. Please guys give some hearts and some dabs if you have them up in chat. No Pepe ads. Pepe ads.
You take your birth control pill today?
I guess we could go sell cocaine. West Vinewood. Is Chips on? I don't know. We'll text him.
Best shit about the army was travel. That's fucked up.
And we converted all to crack? No. I turned one of them into cocaine. We have 69 crack? Yeah. We sure do, chat. Well. Wait, we have to go on the road.
I can
Sucking
promise
on
you I've
cherries.
never been to fucking Malaysia. These days I can barely afford a trip to Las Venturas, let alone the Pacific Rim.
Go say hi to Chloe. Don't tell me what to do, bitch. I'll go talk to Chloe when and if I feel like talking to Chloe. How's it going, Overgrown Chewy? We're over 1K viewers. Are we? No, we're like 700. Right?
What are you talking about?
In the back seat.
He looks like a crackhead.
That is some weird fucking shit you got there. Is that a little bit better, you think? Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't look too good, buddy. What are you doing?
Hey, Sunmoon, I'm looking right here in my rearview mirror, and it looks like your head's kind of poking out of the trunk there.
Yeah, that looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
It does not look comfortable.
That's worse. That's way worse.
Where you been, huh? Where you been?
Huh? I don't know, listen, man. It's impossible to even do anything around here, you know. It's high population.
Been gone for too long.
I'm sorry, I ain't doing
Sunmoon, did you just working in the pool?
Get out of the car, Harry. Harry down.
Huh?
Hey, you son of a bitch.
Oh,
Hey, what do you think it up in her?
still underwater. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect. Our stash is pretty much full, chat. What the fuck? I'm interested what is all required to make thermite. Is it iron oxide, aluminum oxide, and let's see if I can make it. A scale? Oh, that's a good idea. See if it says anything on Gurgle about it. Alright, let's go sell some cocaine. Now it's time for us to traverse Wilson's worst enemy. Slight inclines. Oh, I need to eat.
Why is she dragging so...
Needed to eat. Somebody head pat Wednesday. It's pretty cute. Somebody asked her something and then just like pet her on the head. Once they break 100K yet? No, we're at 70,000 right now. We're gonna go sell our cocaine.
Yeah, I was there last week, and I think you sold me a gay dog.
Push. How much do you think the down payment on the Mushkin Mansion will be? 250,000. Maybe more. Maciel, tier 1, 2 months in a row. Remy the Trash. Thank you so much. Oh, 3 months total. Please don't hit me. And Spood87, Spood, I'm so sorry I'm struggling with your name. Thank you so much for giving in to the Siren's call. How far of it are you? Well, I have 70,000, like I said. I think this is West Vinewood, right, chat? This is technically West Vinewood now. Oh wait, I can check the bottom. Now we just need to find people. We need to find like a crowd somewhere. Huh, that's weird. There's literally nobody. People spawn in if you stand around? Probably. Now we should just find a good spot to hide away and sell our cocaine. I think here is probably good. Or the price you want to sell above? I think he said the minimum is like 200 a bag. If you do over 300 a bag, you're making a lot of money. Was 6K for all of it? Yeah. So it was 6K and I got 3K per bag. So it was 6K, I got 3 bags. 2K per bag, which means if I sell 10 of these for over 2K total, I've made money. There's legit nobody, chat. No, you still sell, cocaine in Vinewood. Oh. Okay.
Well, it's not really a store per se. More like a refrigerator in the back of a medical marijuana clinic. You have to ask for a special hot muffin, and then they take you in the back.
870? Is that good? 5 bags? No? No, I don't think so.
Bruno, como esta voce? I was saying, how are you?
$200 bag is 1K, yeah. They're all offering me shit prices, though. Ooh, there we go.
Sometimes I need a good laugh, so I go to the split sides and see some stand-ups, because they cheer me up. God, whatever. All the paparazzi in this town are fucking lame. Thanks, I guess.
Thanks, I guess you too. And now we go downhill, chat. Hell yeah. Remember those prices because Raja may ask? Yeah. New. She wouldn't sell crack to Nino, chat. Wednesday doesn't care about the money. It's not about making money. It's about extorting the weak-willed. I know Sarah, the character, is weak-willed, but like, she does weed, not coke, as far as I know. As in, what she does herself, not what she sells. Should we send it, chat? It lets her know we're around too.
Yo.
Very loud. That guy just took my list. That guy just took my list. It's okay, chat.
So, the studio up and running? Yo, homeboy, you followed through this week, right?
We know what car he was driving. So everything's fine, chat. Everything's fine.
Fast it up.
Check Discord when you have a second? Sure. I'll check it right now. Blap. Oh, they're so cute. I love them. What? This.
Oh. Oh.
They're so
cute.
Yeah. Let's go ahead on all those. They all look good. They all look good. It's more emotes, chat. It's more emotes. We have so many emotes to fill out. Let's see. We are currently using 13 out of our 42 emote slots. So we're gonna be getting new emotes for a while, chat. They're gonna be rolling in for a while. What characters do they have? The next ones that are coming in are going to be of me. And then I'm going to get some Lily ones done, and then I'm going to get some Amara ones done.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green flag.
Give some hearts to Mocha Cutie. She is in fact a cutie, and she does all of my emotes. She's an amazing artist. If you're coming to TwitchCon, you can meet her too, by the way.
Oh man, I can't believe I get to be your first green.
Shako Shenpai subscribing tier 1. Thank you so much for giving in to the Siren's call. I appreciate you. Well, we still have 3 in-game hours until it's time to robberize some houses. Blap, 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 blah 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 blah.
You barking up the wrong tree. Hey, you see what happened when you fuck with the
Hey, where are you?
We'll keep trying the pawn shop and see if we can get lucky before it's robbery time. Labar repoed Mel's Lambo. God damn. Good job, Labar. Wait, I thought Mel and Negan had something worked out. How do you think Norman and Wednesday would get along? I don't know, because I've never watched Norman do anything. I don't know anything about him. Gotta meet Norman. I'm pretty sure he said he wasn't gonna play him for the foreseeable future, didn't he? Played him this morning? Huh. Ziggy plays Norman.
You dick!
What the fuck?
Oh, very nice.
I cannot believe you standing me up again. Better not be no bitch.
Can't you kick off the bike? I don't know how.
Oh my goodness. Smell your dick.
Oh my god!
Whatever, liar. I mean, Leon. You keep playing with me, you hear?
I'm not trying to kill her, chat. I'm just trying to fuck with her. This is super funny.
Jesus! Good God! Ah! What in the world? Ah!
Look, it's just her that runs too. The other guy didn't. He doesn't give a fuck. The cops are gonna roll up and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just gonna be like, I'm terrorizing. Can't you see? She's pushing me.
My lord is. Oh! Oh my God!
My young homie just kicked me down a grip. We big ball. I mean, what can you say?
Good God! Oh my goodness.
These young ballers got game. Just some of the rules is missing. That's real shit.
What in the world? Ah! Shit! Ah! My lord is. Ah!
Ass muck.
Good God! Ah!
I love that she just dives into shit and like it smacks her head into him.
Fucking jerk! Ah!
Talk to me about some dollars, man. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
What the fuck? Oh, fuck! Shit!
Oh my goodness.
Hey, man, I just seen Brenda Roberts, man, from the movies and shit, man, on the east side with the petition and shit.
You know it.